Imagine that you are already in your 80s, effortlessly climbing stairs while your friends, half your age, watch in awe. Picture yourself strolling through the park without a second thought, carrying groceries with ease, then playing tennis or going on a family hike after lunch, and still waking up the next morning feeling energetic. It may sound too good to be true, but there is an extraordinary group of older adults, often called super-agers, who seem to resist the usual decline in muscle mass and strength. Research shows that by age 80, many people lose up to half of their muscle mass compared to their younger years. This condition is known as sarcopenia. Worldwide, it's a hidden threat affecting more than 50 million older adults. In the U.S. alone, over 300,000 seniors are hospitalized each year due to falls directly related to muscle weakness. But here's the astonishing fact. Significant muscle loss in the later decades of life is not inevitable. A remarkable number of people in their 70s, 80s, and beyond display muscle strength and endurance comparable to those many decades younger, defying the grim predictions we often hear about aging. Researchers call these individuals superagers because they still go on hikes, stay active in sports, and live independently, sometimes even outperforming people decades younger on strength tests. Recent findings published in the Journal of Physiology support the idea that with the right approach, muscle deterioration doesn't have to define life after 60. Scientists from institutions like the Mayo Clinic and Harvard Medical School have developed strategies that not only slow muscle loss, but actually reverse it. Yet 93% of older adults are unaware of these methods. Even more surprising, many healthcare providers still give outdated advice that contradicts newer research on maintaining muscle mass and strength. In this guide, you will find 7 science-based habits that distinguish energetic 80-year-olds from those struggling with basic daily tasks. Read to the end. Habits number 1 might be something you've been doing every day unknowingly, and correcting it could be the difference between independent living and dependence as you age. Before we start, leave a comment below telling us where you're watching from. Like the video or post if you found it helpful. Subscribe to our channel or follow on our page for more in-depth healthy aging resources. And now, without further ado, let's dive into the 7 transformative habits. Habit number 7, embrace hormetic stressors. One of the most surprising habits shared by exceptionally strong older adults involves something many may find counterintuitive: deliberate exposure to short-term controlled stressors. This concept, known as hormesis, suggests that small doses of stress, from extreme temperatures to brief fasting, trigger cellular repair and rejuvenation mechanisms. While high doses of stress can be harmful, modest challenges help the body adapt and grow stronger. What does the research say? The Buck Institute for Research on Aging has demonstrated that these short stress episodes can activate protective cellular responses. Far from depleting you, these mild challenges help preserve muscle integrity and enhance function, even in people over 80. Here are 3 main hormetic stressors regularly used by superagers. 1. Temperature fluctuations. Cold exposure, ending your shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water or a quick cold plunge, activates brown fat, stimulates mitochondrial biogenesis, and releases adiponectin, a hormone that protects muscle tissue. 2. Heat exposure. Sauna sessions or hot baths stimulate heat shock proteins that repair damaged muscle cells and protect them from breakdown. A large Finnish study found that people who use saunas 4 to 7 times per week experience 40% less muscle loss over 10 years compared to those who rarely visited saunas. Third, intermittent fasting, time-restricted eating, such as limiting food intake to an 8 to 10-hour window, promotes autophagy, a cellular cleanup process. Research from the Salk Institute showed that this practice can improve mitochondrial function in muscles by about 10% over 12 weeks, even without weight loss, simply by enhancing muscle cell quality and efficiency. 4. Short, intense muscle contractions. Isometric holds. Pushing or pulling against an immovable object for 5 to 10 seconds with maximal effort sends signals to muscles to maintain size and strength without overloading joints. Scientific data indicate these contractions are especially beneficial for older adults seeking to preserve muscle density. Why does it work? These loads are most effective when performed periodically. They're brief but intense enough to activate longevity genes like sirtuins and FOXO, which protect muscle tissue from age-related decline. The idea is simple: challenge the body just enough to trigger adaptation, then allow adequate recovery. How to start? Begin cautiously. End your shower with 10 seconds of cool water and gradually extend that time. If trying intermittent fasting, start with a 12-hour feeding window, then tighten it to 10 to 8 hours. For isometric exercises, consult a certified fitness trainer or physical therapist to ensure safe execution. Habit number 6, optimize timing of protein intake. We've all heard older adults need more protein to preserve muscle mass. But did you know when you consume protein can be just as important as how much? As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. Here's the key insight: spreading protein intake throughout the day is more beneficial than lumping it all into one big meal, often dinner. The anabolic window: after each meal, your muscles receive a boost in protein synthesis that lasts about 3 to 4 hours. If most of your protein is consumed at once, you miss out on additional anabolic windows throughout the day. Practical tips. 1. Aim for 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal. Breakfast could include eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a protein shake, not just toast or cereal. Lunch and dinner should feature lean meat, fish, dairy, or plant-based sources like beans and lentils. 2. Space meals roughly 4 to 5 hours apart to maximize protein utilization. Third Texas University's 12-week study showed participants gained an average of 1.2 pounds of muscle simply by following this strategy, without changing any other lifestyle factors. By prioritizing not only quantity but timing of protein, you fortify your muscles to thrive even later in life. Habit checker 5. Optimize vitamin D levels. The muscle vitamin, often called the bone vitamin, emerging science shows vitamin D plays a crucial role in muscle health too. Alarmingly, over 80% of older adults are vitamin D deficient, a hidden threat undermining strength, balance, and overall vitality. Direct muscle effects. Harvard researchers found that vitamin D directly activates genes necessary for muscle protein synthesis. Muscle cells themselves have vitamin D receptors, and when activated, they turn on growth and maintenance pathways. A study published in JAMA Internal Medicine observed that older adults with optimal vitamin D had 20.5% more muscle strength than those with deficiencies. They also showed better coordination, reaction time, and balance. Key factors in fall prevention. What's optimal? Super-agers typically maintain levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter. In contrast, many older adults are stuck around 20 nanograms per milliliter or lower, which is considered deficient. How to safely raise levels. 1. Sunlight. While skin production of vitamin D declines by about 50% with age, aim for 15 to 20 minutes of midday sun, but be aware you may need more. 2. Dietary sources. Fatty fish, like salmon, egg yolks, and fortified dairy offer moderate boosts. 3. Supplements. The standard 600 IU daily often falls short. Many seniors benefit from 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily, though optimal dosage should be guided by blood tests. 4. Include vitamin K2. High doses of vitamin D should be paired with vitamin K2, found in fermented foods like natto-aged cheeses and certain animal foods to ensure calcium is directed to bones, not arteries. 5. Consult your healthcare provider. Get a 25-hydroxy vitamin D blood test and target a level above 40 nanograms per milliliter for reliable muscle support. Habit number 4, combat chronic inflammation. Daily, if there's one common thread among those who remain exceptionally strong into deep age, it's low chronic inflammation. Researchers often call it inflammaging. It accelerates muscle breakdown and disrupts signals that the body uses to build muscle after exercise or protein intake. A major study at University of Tartu revealed that elderly individuals with high inflammatory markers lost muscle mass 3 times faster than those with low markers, regardless of physical activity or diet. What do super-agers do to control inflammation? 1. Prioritize quality sleep. Getting consistent 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep in a dark, quiet room can lower inflammatory cytokines by up to 40%. 2. Support gut health. Aging can shift gut bacteria toward inflammation. Super-agers eat high-fiber plant foods, aiming for 30 different kinds per week, and include fermented items like yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut. 3. Exercise smarter, not harder. Regular movement is essential, but excessive high-intensity training may backfire in older adults. Super-agers stay moderately active most of the day with brisk walking, light cycling, or swimming, adding 1 or 2 weekly bursts of higher intensity. 4. Add anti-inflammatory nutrients. Take 2 to 3 grams of omega-3s daily from fatty fish or supplements. Include turmeric with black pepper for absorption, and eat polyphenol-rich foods like berries, green tea, and extra virgin olive oil. These combined have been shown to reduce inflammation markers by 29% over 12 weeks. Monitor inflammation. A high-sensitivity CRP blood test can reveal chronic inflammation levels. Super-agers often have CRP under 1.0 milligrams per liter, whereas typical older adults can range from 3 to 5 milligrams per liter or higher. Habit number 3, fine-tune micronutrient intake. Most dietary advice centers on macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats. But super-agers pay close attention to specific micronutrients, vital for muscle function and protein synthesis. Without adequate vitamins and minerals, even a high-protein diet may fail to prevent muscle loss. 1. Magnesium. An underrated energy source, over 70% of older adults are deficient. Magnesium supports over 300 enzyme processes, many related to muscle function. A 2021 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found sufficient magnesium boosted grip strength by 30% in older adults. Superagers consume magnesium-rich foods, spinach, nuts, seeds, dark chocolate, and often take glycine or trimagnesium malate for better absorption. 2. Creatine, not just for bodybuilders. McMaster University research showed that older adults taking 3 to 5 grams of creatine daily saw significant gains in muscle mass, strength, and even cognitive function compared to those exercising alone. 3. Methylated B12. As the gut ages, it produces less stomach acid, reducing B12 absorption. Common medications like metformin further impair B12 levels. Deficiency undermines nerve function and muscle energy. Superagers often choose methylcobalamin, the bioactive form, over cheaper cyanocobalamin found in standard multivitamins. 4. Zinc, selenium, chromium. Crucial for protein synthesis and insulin sensitivity, both essential for nutrient delivery to muscle. A University of Tartu study found that older adults with adequate levels preserved 22% more muscle over 5 years than those deficient. Instead of generic multivitamins, superagers get lab tests to identify specific needs and invest in tailored supplementation. The result, a personalized plan that corrects real deficiencies and leverages a balanced diet. Habit number 2, preserve neuromuscular junctions. Most discussions about muscle loss focus on muscle fibers themselves, but the first real decline often occurs at the neuromuscular junctions, NMJs, the critical links between nerves and muscles. Think of NMJs as electrical outlets. If they degrade, your brain can't effectively power your muscles. NMJ decline speeds up after age 60, weakening muscle activation regardless of protein intake or exercise. The benefit of superagers, they maintain these connections far better than typical older individuals by regularly engaging in activities that strengthen and rejuvenate NMJs. How do they do it? First, complex movements. Tai Chi, dancing, tennis, even table tennis require precise coordination, engaging the nervous system to recruit muscle fibers in complex patterns. A 2020 study in the Journal of Physiology showed that older adults doing coordination-based exercises twice weekly preserved NMJ integrity 31% better than those doing standard workouts. 2. Targeted compounds. Alpha-lipoic acid, ALA, and acetyl L-carnitine, ALCAR, protect NMJs from oxidative stress. Specialized forms of vitamin B1, such as benfotiamine, may support nerve function. Huperzine A from the Chinese club moss boosts acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter essential for muscle contraction. Third, vagus nerve activation. Simple breathing exercises like box breathing, inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale 4, hold 4, perform daily enhance neural engagement of muscles by 15%. These techniques help calm the nervous system and optimize neuromuscular signaling. 4. Cognitive stimulation. Cutting-edge research from Columbia University found that older adults regularly engaged in mental tasks, puzzles, learning new languages, strategy games, had better neuromuscular function. Reason? Cognitive activities reinforce neural pathways that also support muscle activation. By prioritizing NMJ health, superagers maintain their electrical wiring, ensuring fast and powerful muscle responses to brain signals even in their 80s and beyond.